and I'm also going to turn on my phone. So if you open the slides, you see that the first thing that we have there is welcome. I'm welcoming you to the community. If I remember correctly, you had said that you wanted to buy some property before. I don't know how far that has gone. Where are you with that?
I'm still pending.
Sorry?
I said I am still pending. I have the mind to get it. I have a lot on my mind currently, and I said I will
Okay, so you haven't gone forward yet with it. All right, just to check. So as in it's okay. And hopefully by the time I'm checking in with you next month, by God's grace, we would have had some traction there. Okay, so welcome to the team. Thank you for signing up. We're happy to have you. And I'm looking forward to many deals closed between us and many new clients onboarded. So welcome. So the vision of this network is to help what they call it, people use their, how do I say it now, as in earn from your marketing skills. So the analogy I'd used with someone else today was that I don't know if you've ever seen any of these posts where someone will say, oh, please advertise my business. My customer could be on your timeline. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those types of posts where someone says, oh, please share my post. My customers could be on your timeline. And one thing that's always see that is, why should I use my data and use my everything to advertise your business? And there's nothing for me. Why are you not considering the fact that in sharing your posts, I am investing some things and I don't get any rewards? And some people will go like, oh, you do it because for sisterhood, for so and so. But sisterhood is not paying for the data I'm using for the sharing, right? So what we want to do in our network is we want to reward you for those your marketing efforts that you are going to do, that you are putting in to help the people who own the properties sell their business, sell their properties, and to help people who are looking for properties get the best. So we want to reward you for the efforts. And so this network was because not many people recognize the importance of the company that shares the data. So it says, please, I'm going to mute you now. Then when you're ready to speak, you just raise your hand if that's okay by you. Because I know there's quite some background noise. So I'll mute you for now. And okay, so the vision is to ensure that you are compensated for the marketing effort that you put in getting properties sold. And so you are in this network as an independent partner. So you are not getting paid for the time you spend. No, you are getting paid for the results you bring in. And I'll talk a bit more about this when I get to the necessary slide. Let me check if the slide is ready to move now. Still not moving. Okay, so how does this business work? You're actually running your own business. So if you have any questions, please type them in the chat. I'll come to your questions once I'm done with the session. So you're running your own business, basically. It is your business. But I'm here to support you with listings, with tools, with mentorship. So you can ask questions. I know please confirm that you've been added to the necessary WhatsApp groups and that you see the postings. You can just either put a thumbs up or answer with a yes in the chat. So have you been added to the groups? Do you have the necessary access? I'm waiting for you to confirm, because if you haven't been added, we need to make sure that we clear that. So we are here to support you with listings, with tools, with mentorship. You are yet to be added. Oh, I'm going to follow up because I know I gave your number. But I have added you to the my own group, right? You're in the real estate consultants lobby. Are you? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to follow up with getting you added to the main BLG group. Okay. So we support you with listings, with the tools, and with mentorship. So when you sell, you earn a commission for each sale. So you only get paid when you sell. You don't get paid for anything else. That's why I said you get paid for results, not for effort. And when you sell, because I'm the one that onboarded you and you're a member of my team, I also I earn a portion for all of the support that I'm providing. So I do get paid when you get paid. So what do you get from us? You get access to verified listings. You're going to get marketing materials, the materials you can use for marketing. I'll talk a bit more about that. Sales scripts, mentorships, and check-ins like this check-in I'm doing with you. And then you also have a community of like-minded marketers. So regarding the commission structure, so I'm going to give it as an example. This is an example. It doesn't mean that this is what happens all the time, but it's just a sample. So this structure just gives you like a sample of what you would expect. So let's say, for example, you sell the main castle apartments in Maryland. You being Faith, you sell that, and I'm your, would I say, they call them the upline, the one that onboarded you. Faith is going to get a commission, say for example 15% of the sales, and then Adenike is going to get, say for example, 5% of the property sale. And the person that brought Adenike into the community, Biodun, will perhaps get 2%, for example. And so the way the commission structure has been set up is to encourage our marketers or our consultants to focus more on selling and less on recruiting people. Because if I'm going to get 15% when I sell myself, and I'm going to get 5% when the person I brought in sold, we're expecting the behavior to shift us towards selling rather than trying to recruit people. Because the reason why people have issues with Ponzi schemes, even the ones that have products, is that if you make the commission that people earn for bringing people in higher than what they earn for selling, you're going to get to a place where people are going to leave the selling of the product and focus more on bringing people in. And then you have a lot of chiefs and not enough Indians. So you have a lot of managers, and so that's why some of those Ponzi schemes, some of them have products, but that's why some of them fail, because they haven't set up the commission structure well enough to reward actual sales. Quite a number of them, they focus more on how many people you were able to bring. You bring two, and the two people will bring two. So they are paying you for recruiting people rather than for selling. And that's why some of them fail. So anyway, for resources, the resources we have for you, we have the property catalog. That you get more access to those once you are added to the groups, but I try to share as much as I can. So you can already start with the ones I'm sharing, and we'll go. And with those, we also give you scripts and templates. But for me personally, I like to clean up my scripts. I like my scripts to be as unique as possible. And so this is my own trick. Per se, I take the scripts that we're given. I put it, for example, I put it in Chat GPT. I asked Chat GPT to help me make it more salesy per se, that let it speak more like a sales script, because it's the ones they give to us will be generic. Imagine if all of us are sharing the same thing, it will be, it's a bit tiring. So I typically try to clean up myself, and then I work on my branding. I use Canva. So I have like a template on Canva. So the videos that are shared, the text, I put them in and I do a bit of touch up so that my uh, creatives don't look exactly the same like anyone else's on. So they don't just say, oh, I've seen this before. My creatives have details of my contact details. So when someone sees my creatives, they know that it came from Real Estate Sisi, and they know how to contact me. And then we're already talking about the WhatsApp and Telegram group access. We'll work. I'm going to follow up after this and make sure that you're added to the main BLG groups. Then I would also recommend that you set up a Google Drive. So what I do with my Google Drive is that I put all the information that we get from the groups. I put them on Google Drive because I'm going to be interfacing with clients. I cannot, when the client says, oh, I want main castle apartment, I don't want to have to be checking, oh, please, can somebody give me main castle details? No, I want to be able to send a document already to the client and tell the clients that just read through this and let's discuss, or let's jump on a call. And I have a document that I can already talk through, right? Then the one important thing for you, you have to take time to do so, to understand the product. You need some product knowledge. So take some time to review the listings we have. So one thing I did this morning, I decided to play the videos that, because I upload my videos on YouTube. So I went on my YouTube page, I went to the playlist and I started playing the videos. So it's also helping me with product knowledge, making sure that I understand what we have, what type of documentation do we have. So in the sales scripts I put together, I try to make it very clear what the title is, where is it located, and how do you pay. I try to make those as visible as possible. So for the sales process, you are trying to generate leads, whether you are online or offline. If you decide that you want to do more, because I remember when you and I were talking about this property, joining this community, you had said something about that there are perhaps people around you that you'll be happy to introduce to the community. So if it's something you want to do, you could decide to start something like maybe property ownership for teachers. It's something you could do. So you could organize a community, for example, of teachers, and begin to talk to them about property ownership. And since you are already in the teaching world, you can already tell them, and it will be great when you get your own property, you'll be able to use yourself as an example of how you were able to, from what people consider to be meager salary, for example, assuming you went that way, you're able to save. Maybe you're able to tell them that every month you still keep 20% of what you earn, and you were able to find a property that you were able to pay in installments for. For me, that's my story, is that for many years I was looking for how to gather that big money and pay for property. But when I realized that it wasn't going to work well that way, and I was very, very averse to taking loans, but I was able to get good counsel from one of my colleagues who encouraged me to get a loan from the cooperative and use it to buy the property I want to buy. And I was able to do that. And from the cooperative money, I was able to pay. And when I took the first step, God met me. And then He brought me a lot of gigs that I couldn't have worked on by myself. But I had to take the first step. So, you can share your story within those communities. And then you're like, if you would like to know more or learn more, please reach out to me. You can create that community if you feel comfortable enough. And somebody will tell somebody who will tell somebody, and you move. So once you generate your leads, Then the next thing you want to do is to encourage them to go for inspections. So, if you have like this community, for example, already, and you have 3 people or 4 people who have one, two, I'm sorry now. Sorry, please, a minute. So if you have a community of people who have um please hold on. Give me the plate. You need to start this now. I'm sorry. I have to try. I have to cook and be doing work and be doing this meeting. So anyway, so I was talking about the next step. Maybe you get 2 or 3 or maybe 4 people who have indicated interest, and maybe they happen to all be interested in Main Castle, Maryland, for example. So you then go on and you book your inspections. So remember that these people are teachers, so they definitely have a day job that they are doing, right? So you want to be as sensitive as possible to that. Maybe you can tell them that, see, let's go for inspection on a Saturday, because the other days you'll be busy in school, because it's only people that are working or doing business that have the kind of money that you need. And people also understand that you can't come and be telling them that they must come on a Thursday. But if they have time on during the week, it also doesn't mean you don't do it. It's just that you want to be as sensitive as possible to their schedule. But anyway, as much as possible, try to encourage them to go on inspections. But if they're unable to, maybe because they're out of the country, for example, or their workload will not allow them, we can look into organizing virtual inspections for them. The reason why I like to encourage people to go for inspections is that they should ask all the questions they have. The best thing to do is to ask all your questions before you pay. Because after you pay, if you now have questions and you don't like what they are offering you, you have already paid. You're not going to spend a lot of time trying to recover your money. So I always try to encourage people, get all your questions out of the way before you part with your money. Because once somebody has collected your money, to get them to pay you back is not an easy something. So as much as possible, let your people go for inspections, and afterwards take some time. Once they're okay with what they want to buy, then you take time, because there are forms for them to fill. And if I'm trying to take you through this process for the one you're buying, don't don't try to rush people because you want to make sales, because you can make sales upfront, but you will lose trust eventually, particularly if people feel like you didn't give them enough time to make their own decisions. So I know that there are quite a number of people that all their focus is that, oh, I was able to sell 20 plots within the month. But you can sell 20 plots this month and you will lose the person next month because the person feels like you rushed them. So I always like to encourage people to give people the time they need to feel comfortable with the decision they are making. Don't try to rush them into it. I know you won't hear many coaches telling you that, but for me, I think to you should take some time to make sure that the person investing feels comfortable, because remember, you want these people to refer you. You want them to refer you to somebody else. You are in for the long haul. You are not just trying to make a quick dollar. Huh? And so you get them in, you close the sale. You also want to make sure that you are available to them for post-sale support. You don't just say, "Oh, I finished selling to them, they're on their own." No, because you want to nurture a relationship. You want them to come to you when they want to get their next property. You want them to tell their cousin about the person that helped them with their property ownership, right? You want to build trust. And the best way to build trust is to be a trustworthy person. Be there, communicate, don't ghost them. Okay. So I'm going to go quickly into the tools and branding support. So you want to I think you already started working on your social media setup. As with, I know you've worked on your page, Facebook page. I hope that you are continuing work there. Your Instagram page too, and you want to use WhatsApp status for marketing. You want to focus on that. Then you want to, for your creatives like your flyers, your videos, you want to use Canva because Canva helps you with branding. So for me, I use Canva, I put the videos in and I put my own details so that anybody that comes across the videos knows that these videos are from Real Estate Sisi. So somebody else cannot use my videos that I've worked on. So the ones I share on the WhatsApp group are the ones that I have not yet worked on. So you are free to use those ones for your branding. But by the time I've already worked on it and it's already carrying my brand details, you won't be able to work on it again. Right. And then you want to use Google Sheets to track your leads. So by the time people have told you, oh, I want to go for inspection, put their name on the list. Me, I'm using what they call it, WhatsApp broadcast lists to help with my communication and to segregate the different people I'm talking to. And it's always good to make sure that your message is well tailored. So for someone that I've already spoken with and the person has shown interest, for example, there are some people that told me that they wanted properties on the mainland. So I've put them on their own broadcast list as mainland people that want mainland properties, right? And so and so I won't be sending them details of property in Calabar when they said they want Lagos mainland, right? So I've done that level of segregation so that I know I get as much information as possible about the different people that I've had property conversations with. And so, what type of support am I talking about that I have for you? So, it would be nice to have weekly check-ins just in the week. Just let me know how is it going? How are you doing? Right? And hopefully every month, I hope to do this every month. I would have a call with you like this one we're having, and then we know how you're doing. We know what challenges you are dealing with. Hopefully, we would have been talking weekly. So by the time we come for our one-on-one in the month, we're able to talk about whatever it is that we were not able to finish in the weekly ones. And then if you have any sticky issues, please bring them up either in the weekly uh, chats or on the monthly calls. So so what else? So you're already part of a community. I'm going to work on I'm going to follow up on the BLG, but please don't wait until we have these types of meetings to bring up these types of issues again. Immediately it's taking 2 days, 3 days, and you haven't heard from them, please reach out to me. Okay? And so you are part of a community now. And when you go for your first inspection, you can do a video, you can take a picture of yourself and share with us and let us know, oh, I've gone for my first inspection, or maybe you make your first sale, celebrate. And then when you are celebrating, also do a post online because those are the types of things that give you social proof. People know that, okay, Faith is truly into this business. She's not just it's not a fluke, right? And you have access to the listings that we have. I was telling the person I spoke with earlier today that I don't sell for individuals because I think he was asking me that question. I don't sell for individuals, and that's because this real estate business, if you are not careful, people will put uh, they will put igbo in your pocket. They will use their own palm oil to stain your white. So for many people who are individuals, when you ask them, for example, what's the title on the property, they don't know. Which documents do you have? They don't know, but they want you to help themselves. And I'm like, I sell property. I'm not a magician. You need to give me something that I can use to make sales. So they just want me to go and tell somebody that everything is okay. But so the reason why I'm comfortable with an organization like BRG is that they do due diligence checks on the property developers that we sell for. We don't just pick any property developer anywhere. A friend of mine was telling me about a property developer that they paid, that is almost 10 years. They are yet to be allocated. They haven't paid them. Or they haven't given them the property, they haven't given them back their money. So there are quite a number of unscrupulous property developers. So BRG helps with doing those background checks so that the people we are dealing with, we know they are people of integrity. So for me, that's one of the reasons why I personally I don't have a lot of time to go and start helping individuals do their due diligence and get all the reports. So what I've done, because I still keep having individuals coming to me once in a while, so I've just generated a form. So in that my form, I've put in everything I need. So by the time I give them the link to the form, I didn't tell them no, Abi. But by the time they go and they see they don't have this, and I've made the things I absolutely need mandatory on my form. Okay, okay. I've made all the things that I need on. I'll answer your question when I'm done. I've made all the things that I need on the so for me to be able to go forward. I've made them mandatory, so they can't get around it. So they cannot even finish filling the form. So they will leave you, right? Because they don't have everything I need. So that's for me. I just wanted to highlight that the community you're in, you're getting verified listings. And so to grow, you can build your own team. It's within, you're not doing anything that is wrong if you build your own team. It's actually part of the things we are looking forward to, that you will build your team, right? And then you get override commissions. You get commissions as the father or grandfather or grandmother of the person that you invited. So when you sell, for example, in your own case, I'm going to get my little commission for the support I've given you. And the more you're able to sell by yourself, the more you're able to encourage your team members to sell, the higher your earnings and the greater your influence. And imagine looking at so many people saying, hey, they got their property through me. I think there's a flex there somewhere. You can't eat it, it's not done yet. Okay. So put fish stew. I've made fish stew for you. There's a fish stew here. So anyway, that's you own your own business. I need you to remember that. Always remember that. And I'm here to support you. I'm not here to micromanage you. So let's win together. And you know how to reach me. You have my contact details, you have my email, you know my Instagram. I've already given you the community link. So this sheets are this one is with you. These slides are with you. So I'm going to go straight to your question. Then you can unmute at any point. So you said you wanted to ask if estate lands can be used for business, for example, building schools. The answer is both yes and no. So you're going to need to look at the individual estates forms and frequently asked questions. And those are some of the questions that you should ask during the inspection. So I cannot say yes as a blanket answer. Neither can I say no. It depends on the estate. So when you see the estate that you're interested in, you now need to formulate your own checklist of questions. So when you go for inspections, you can check the form and FAQ that usually comes with each estate. So if it's a question that has been asked before, you will get the answer. Otherwise, when you go for the inspection, you can ask the question and you can reasonably expect an answer. So do you have any other question you would like to ask? You can unmute at this time. I'm done with the presentation. Okay, so the place is still noisy, so you can't unmute. So you can put in your questions if you have any. And if you don't have any questions, you can just let me know that you don't have any questions. So do you have any other questions? Any other questions? Do you have any other questions? Do you have any other questions? Listen for you. I end this session. I can't seem to find any other questions from you, so I'm just going to end the recording.